Some churchgoers have strong opinions on which type of musical instruments should be used during the worship service. The organ, the piano, brass instruments, string instruments, wind instruments, percussion. Most would agree that a healthy variety is best. In the Austrian Empire in the early 1800s, there was no debate. If you were singing in church, you were going to be accompanied by the organ. But in the little village of Oberndorf, a flood forced St. Nicholas Church to improvise a little bit. Today's adventure in Christmas carols takes us to the Austrian Alps in the year 1818. Father Joseph Mohr went to the newly constructed church to prepare for the Christmas Eve service, only to find that a nearby river had flooded and water pooled up in various spots around the church, including by the organ. It was inoperable. So what were they going to do? The Christmas Eve service was quickly approaching. Could they still have that worship service? Would they have to cancel church on the most special night of the year? A couple of years earlier, Joseph Mohr had written a poem about the birth of Christ, a poem which he called Stille Nacht. He held on to it, but never got around to setting it to music. Now was his chance. He asked his organist to write up a simple tune, one that could be played on guitar. So on December 24th, 1818, with the soft strum of a guitar, a duet sang Silent Night for the first time. Shortly afterward, the organ maker came to repair the organ, and he had heard about the near disaster on Christmas Eve, and he asked for a copy of the music. He then distributed that copy to all the churches that he had connections to throughout Austria. The song came to the attention of the Strasser family, who owned a glove business, and in order to attract customers at the different fairs and festivals, the four Strasser children would sing in front of their parents' booth. Like the Von Trapp children a century later, they became popular folk singers throughout the Alps. They were even invited to perform Silent Night in front of the king and queen. Within 2 decades, the song made its way to America, being performed in New York City and getting published in American hymnals. It's now a staple, especially in Lutheran churches, every single Christmas Eve. In fact, at the church that I grew up attending, they still sing one stanza of Stille Nacht in German. It's amazing how God often works through unforeseen circumstances, disasters, difficulties, and he makes them into something new and something wonderful. If it weren't for a flood, for a broken organ, for ruined Christmas Eve worship plans, there may never have been a silent night.